Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back to some more Flight Sim World. And today I thought I would fire up the game, and I would display my my core temp readout and my GPU readout too, whilst I have a play. So I think I want to fly the Cub today. Nah, I'm gonna go with the Cherokee again. I actually like the Cherokee. I don't know why. It's just kind of weird. Weather conditions, we are gonna go with fair, and where to today? Where do I want to go today? I'm gonna go somewhere different. So, start, finish, blah blah blah. Okay, that seems like a fairly good place to have a play. Let's go there, see what happens. I figure even though I've got the window slightly smaller than normal, because usually I have it full screen, having the two open monitor windows probably compensates for the difference. So, as we can see, my CPU load is actually not bad. It's pretty well spread out. Well, it was. My GPU core is doing well. My main display is my 980 Ti, which is why the 780 is just kind of sitting idle. So I need to go kind of southeast-ish. Right, now, where's my compass? Right there. Oh! Well, if I just take off and go straight, should do the trick. Whoa! Wow! Why did you put the brakes on this? Something funky is going on with my flight pedals. I'd put the gear up, but there's no point because the gear's fixed. Looking at my system right now, again I'm in balanced mode, which is why the frequency is only at 4K, well 3999.05, which is fine. Looking at my core clocks across the board they're actually not bad. They're pretty spread out, and this is Windows 10. I haven't really done too much with it. But yeah, honestly, I'm seeing better core performance now than I have in some other flight simulators. I mean, obviously, Core 0 is still going to be doing a lot of the work, but it is pretty well spread out. As before, my GPU's just kind of snoozing away there. Oh, you know what? That doesn't display its frequency. Huh. It should be running in performance mode on the GPU, but it's kind of hard to tell. So I'm going to take her up, and I'm going to bring the throttle back a little bit. Let the nose come down. And let her speed up again. You know, one of the things I really do enjoy about flying in this thing, well, actually flying in this simulator altogether, is, you know, the rattles, the background noises. There are subtle noises in the cockpit that just ring true, and they just ring out. And that's, you know, that's the kind of thing you get from those really expensive third-party add-ons, not from stock aircraft. very pretty here. Actually, I flew over Paris earlier today just to have a look at stress testing again. I was going to do New York, and I thought, you know what, I've flown over New York so many times. I want to go somewhere I haven't been. And it suddenly occurred to me that I've been doing virtual flying since my Atari ST days. And the one place I've never actually flown over was Paris. Never. No, I mean, I haven't. No. When I said flown over, that was a pretty accurate description. I've never actually flown over it or landed near it. It's kind of strange. And I don't think it's because I'm British and I hate the French. You know, that's like a genetic thing. But that's not true. I don't hate people specifically based on a group or anything like that. You know, I don't hate someone because he's green or, because it's female or because he's a different species. I generally end up disliking people because they're individually from the rest a dislikable person for a particular reason. Anyway, politics. I'm not going to do politics. And this is another area I haven't really been. So this is actually kind of interesting to me. And like I said, I kind of wanted to do this with my core temp and GPU temp apps running. And again, this isn't balanced mode on my computer, and I haven't, I haven't restarted the computer. I haven't done any deliberate fiddling to get it to run a simulator. You know how in the old days to run FSX, you had to restart your computer in a specific manner to get the best performance out of your system. Yeah, I know. I've never been one to do that. Now, when I built my system, I did build it with Flight Sim in mind, which is why it's got a 32 gig SSD swap drive in it. All my shader caches should end up on that swap drive, so when they're needed, they're accessible. And it's a 6 gig channel, so, and a high-speed SSD. Somebody mentioned the other day buying one of those, 2.5 SSD sticks, and I actually had to educate him a little bit. Some motherboards actually share that slot with the PCI bus, or rather it's on the PCI bus and it kind of shares the interrupt with it. So even though it's faster and, air quotes, technically closer to the memory, you don't get any benefit from it because it's running off of the clock that runs the PCI bus, or PCIe, or whatever. But I'm really surprised. I look at the core. I can't say it's balanced, but all 4 cores are actually running at a reasonable rate. None of them are asleep. Well, I mean, my GPU core is it seems really relaxed at the moment. But you know what? That's fine. That's absolutely fine, because this game is still in development and they are going to be making changes to the scenery. So having overhead is definitely a boon. That's actually quite what I wanted to do. There we go. Better. No. Look at this. Look at this. Balanced mode, and it's giving me these kind of figures in my performance. That's really nice. And the texturing on the aircraft is really beautiful too. The reflections on the windows. I mean, genuine reflections too, by the look of it. So cooking, yes, I made some ice buns the other day. They were dense, I think is the word. Not lethal. You couldn't use them to stone somebody with, but they also weren't soft and pliable either. The first proofing went really well. It rose quite nicely in the bowl. Then I cut them up and let them sit for 40 minutes before sticking them in the hot box. And yeah, no, they didn't rise again. I don't think I needed them enough. That or I used too much salt. It could have been the salt content. May have killed the yeast too soon. But the icing was good. I still used them all. I just cut them in half and iced them all. So they're like little mini iced buns instead of large iced rocks, I guess. Rock cakes. Yes. Many things I do besides sit in front of a small computer screen and pretend to fly an aircraft. I sit in the garage and take pictures of the night. I have a telescope, so I just point in random directions and open the shutter on a camera and hope for the best. Well, actually, technically that's what I did about a year ago. These days, I do exactly the same thing, but my expectations are higher. Although I gotta say, the other night I got the shock of my life. I'm sitting there. I've got a video playing on the computer because I've got a computer in the garage. Did I mention I'm a nerd? I'm sitting there. I've got a cup of tea in one hand. I've got my camera remote in the other. I'm watching something on YouTube, and a possum wanders into the garage, like not more than a foot from me. A possum. He didn't even stop to look at me. He just kind of wandered into the garage and under the car, and I'm like, well, this is great. Now I've got this disease-ridden animal under the car, and of course, the first thing you want to do is have a look. Is he under the car? Well, you know what? There's nowhere else he could possibly be, but I still had to stick my face under there, and of course I'm thinking, well, if I stick my face under there, he's probably going to try and gnaw it off. So, yeah, I gingerly crossed across the garage and grabbed a broom. Put the broom between me and the underside of the car and kind of scooched around to the door into the house, and then proceeded to make lots of noise and hit the floor with the broom and try and scare the little sod back out into the streets. The really funny bit was he came out from under the car on the left side towards where I was previously sitting and stopped and glared at me for a minute. Now, I don't know if you know what a possum is. They're kind of they're really weird. A very brief description is they're about the size of a cat with sharper, larger teeth, claws. Their tail and their head is naked, and they have black eyes. So it's kind of like a poodle with a shark's head stuck on it. It's got these black eyes that just kind of stare at you well, through you actually is a better description. Ugh, man. Yeah, and this thing just kind of looked at me like, hell, man, I was just in here chilling out. You come at me with a broom. What the hell's your problem? Oh, it's a little ferry or something with... Wow, it's been screwed up really, isn't it? Oh well. Okay, so there's my airport there. I knew it was around somewhere. Actually, I think the one I was flying towards is back that way somewhere. But this one looks like a good one. We'll land here. So first of all, I'm going to check it out. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to land on it. Flaps. la la. Cut the throttle a little bit, allow ourselves to lose some altitude before we get to the airport. Runway, sorry. Just checking my stats again. Again, you know. This is in balance mode. You haven't seen that clock frequency go over 4 gigahertz, so. Or 3,999 megahertz. Yeah, that looks like a nice airport. We'll land there. I wonder if they have any cheese. I'm actually feeling quite peckish. They don't have any bazooki players though. If you know the reference, answers on a postcard. More flaps! I'm going too fast. I think I've asked this before, but anyone know what wave off is in French? See, this is the bit I always have an issue with. It's lining up visually. I can never judge the center line of the runway versus the center of the cockpit. I don't know why. Alright, more power. More struts. More boosters. Alright. Looks like we're doing okay here. Make sure that my view is centered. Careful movements. Control my descent with throttle. Another pitch of the aircraft. Cut the throttle a little bit. Actually, I think I am nose over. Yeah. Oops. Okay, over the threshold. Down to idle. Flare the nose. Just very gently glide down onto the runway. Oh! 29 minutes. Oops! That was 15 minutes longer than I anticipated. If you're still watching, thank you. Why? And we'll just get off the runway here. Maybe. There we go. Blimey. Looks like I've done that before. Right, throttle off. Apply some brakes. And we're done. Haha! That wasn't too bad. Not quite where I had planned to land. But, yeah. Pretty well. Yep, still got all my wheels. Yep, looks like my tail's okay. Didn't smash that into the floor this time. Okay, I will see you anon.